Have you ever just wanted to be a little guy exploring a dark, monotone world with death lurking around every corner? No? Just me? Alrighty then. Limbo is a little guy simulator where you play as a little guy as he explores this dark and foreboding world. Death is waiting around every corner, and it's up to our little guy to puzzle his way through it all. At least, as best as he can. In Limbo, you'll die. A lot. Most puzzles in the game involve you dying at least once to figure out how they work, and while frustrating, if you know that it's almost expected, it at least softens the blow a little bit. Created from the Danish studio Playdead, Limbo allows you to realize all your wildest dreams, like destroying property with little consequence and leading unsuspecting individuals straight to their death. Actually, if those are your dreams, I'm suddenly a bit concerned. But anyways, hello. I'm Alexaria, and welcome to Clearing the Library, a series in which we venture through our Steam library in an attempt to clear out games we've bought but have never finished. Steam users have collectively bought nearly $19 billion worth of games that they've never played, and I'm no exception. Thus, we've made it our mission to rectify that and hopefully one day clear our library. Today's endeavor is an indie game called Limbo, released on Steam on August 2nd of 2011. It's a 2D puzzle platformer where you're tasked with finding your sister in this dark and dangerous world. Mechanically speaking, there's not a whole lot going on with Limbo. Within the controls for the game, we're simply given buttons to move and another to interact. Given these simple controls, we're tasked with making our way downtown, walking fast, dangerous paths, and we're girl-bound. We'll push around crates to reach higher areas, climb and swing upon ropes, and use a giant spider's body as a stepping stone. That's definitely a first. Throughout the game, you'll come across these little glowing eggs, each of them serving as the collectibles for the game. Mechanically, they don't really do much of anything as far as I know, though they're mostly just tied to various achievements, so if you're a completionist like me, you'll definitely be collecting them all. There's 11 in total, with one of them being in a sort of secret level after you've collected the other 10, but we'll touch more on that later. As far as the story's concerned, Limbo took the whole show don't tell rule quite literally. Within the game itself, there's no text to speak of, only this journey that the boy finds himself upon. It's only when looking back at the store page that we find any sort of backstory to any of this. Uncertain of his sister's fate, a boy enters Limbo. In most senses of the word, Limbo is the sort of middle ground between time and space, a place of nothingness, which in our case is accentuated by not only the monotone colors, but also the lonely world we traverse. Most of the other individuals we'll find are all dead and likely have been for a while. There's only really a handful of individuals who are alive in this world, and even that doesn't last for too long. For whatever reason, too, all of the other people we find are outwardly hostile towards us, like, bruh, we're just a little guy. What are we gonna do? Right. Our story with the little guy begins as he wakes up in the middle of the forest. Surrounded by monochromatic trees, it seems like our only way to go is forward. Unless you're like me, of course, and immediately turn around to see what's behind you. And in doing so, you're met with the first of many secret eggs. While they don't give anything aside from achievements, I like the little sound for collecting them. In pushing forwards, we're already beginning to see the dangers posed by this world, as the little guy forgot how to grab onto things. However, a quick look at our keybinds and oh geez, there's really not a whole lot here. A quick look and we're ready to go. Boarding a boat, I honestly thought for the longest time that the sound was a dog outside of my house. Like, it just sounds like some small dog barking down the street. It was tripping me out. On the other side of this expanse, our little guy finds some bear traps, though luckily for him, we can just jump on over. Okay, maybe that's not the play here. It's around this point that we're really getting a feel for the dangers this game throws at us. Like, the little guy can't go a minute without something out here ready to kill him. Life's rough out here in the wilds. Climbing up some trees, we knock down a chunk of wood to cross over the water beneath, and soon remember that gravity exists. I honestly don't know what I expected to happen here. Venturing further into the dark and sinister forest, we're met with our first enemy, the spider. Damn, that guy's huge. In dodging his attacks, a bear trap falls behind us, which we're then able to use against him, damaging each of his legs until... oh god. Damaging each of his legs until he decides this isn't worth it and scurries on off. Though, to continue, we have to delve further into the spider's lair. Surely nothing bad can happen of this. Nothing bad at all. Shit. Now, a little web guy. All we can really do is just hop around everywhere we go. It's honestly not so bad as long as, you know, don't die. Escaping the spider, we're well on our way to finding our sister. As long as we're careful, we'll be just fine. Anyways, we eventually find other people like us, this one in particular giving us a fun little spider leg to move around. How nice of him. Never mind, I take it back, that wasn't nice at all. These lads are really out here trying to fight off this kid. Like, what's this little guy even gonna do to you? He's absolutely harmless. Probably. Like, why would you even... That's just mean. For an embarrassingly long time, I didn't realize this thing was a log that you could, you know, like, push. So, I died here. A lot. I don't want to talk about it. But, using a boulder, I mean, a rock, and gravity, we're finally able to rid ourselves of our spider friend. I'm sorry it had to be this way, buddy. Except not really. In catching up to the villagers from before, we find that we're not the only one to make it this far, as Spidey's still not done with us. Even with only one leg, they're not going down without a fight. Though they really don't have a whole lot in them anymore. Or much of anything for that matter. Yoink. Using this spider as a stepping stone, we're able to progress, and we're soon met with another little guy like ourselves, but with some strange worm in his head. This isn't the last we'll see of this. Huh. Well, obviously that's a big button in the middle, so we'll just... Oh. Okay, so the middle one is safe. Gotcha. Now, we'll just keep that in mind and... That's just evil. Across the way, there's the same individuals before, only with blow darts now. Welcome to Hydraulic Press Channel. Today we had... Following that, we once again find our wormy friend, and they're more than happy to get acquainted with us. There's several sections within the game using this little wormy mechanic. Whenever you have it, you're only able to walk in one direction until you hit a source of light. The worm seems to burn up in the light, so it turns you around, forcing you to walk in the other direction. As such, you need to plan ahead a bit, or you'll be walking straight into your doom. Though, thankfully for us, there's these weird creatures above us that eat these worms. Once we're close enough, they pluck them right out from us, giving us the freedom to move once more. As we gradually progress on, the scenery starts to become much more industrial. Leaving nature behind, all we can see now are various pieces of equipment. I speak for the trees, and the trees say, use a bitch. I don't know how destroying this machine made it rain, but, you know, I'm here for it, I guess. Along with this newly acquired rain, our little guy is met with several puzzles and challenges involving rising water. While sometimes we're the ones controlling the flow of water, there's other times where we're set up against the clock as water fills the room. With the risk of drowning ever present, our only option is to ascend. Climbing up to the surface, we do some parkour off of some houses to find our next enemy. Electricity. Though there's only a handful of sections that even use this mechanic, they're easily my least favorite. It's just so easy to die to it. More parkour, and we smash our way onto the roof of the hotel, finding our way into the saddest lobby I've ever seen. It's just so broken down here. As a new wormy decides we're his new best friend, we're forced down further into the construction area, jumping over precarious beams and the like. This has to be an OSHA violation somewhere. Now, if you thought the previous hazards were bad, prepare for my favorite one yet. In pressing this button, it slowly drops a box in front of you to climb up and jump over this buzzsaw. While in theory there's not a whole lot going on, it's so much more anxiety-inducing to actually do it. It's horrible. Back at the elevator, we climb up further and we're met with the second buzzsaw puzzle. Even worse than the first, this time around you need to time out the buttons to stack the boxes so you're able to get up and over everything. Eventually, we're then met with 2 possible directions to go. Though for now, we'll climb up as it continues us on our way. We'll come back for the other way later. Going up and over, we cautiously sneak up to this buggy in order to grab its leg and get a little ride up. Whoops. Sorry about your leg. Okay. Like before, the environment continues to grow more and more industrialized, now with conveyor belts and various other structures and machines in the background. We're really in the thick of it now, aren't we? The vast emptiness of everything really just makes me question what happened here. Surely this was all in use before, but now there's not a single soul in sight. Ever since those villagers from before, we haven't really seen a single other living person. Just that buggy. Though this place has all these machines everywhere you go, it just feels incredibly empty. As if this little guy is just exploring some long abandoned factory. A factory that tumbles. Here's the fun new mechanic for this area. In flipping switches, the entire place will begin to turn, leaving you to fight to keep yourself upright and out of harm's way. It's only once we pass through all of this that we're able to finally find another living person. There she is. We finally found her. All we have to do now is rescue her and leave this place for good, except it's not that easy. It's never that easy. Our new wormy friend forces us away from our sister, back into this industrial nightmare. Welcome to the hydraulic press channel. Today you have me. I swear this joke is funny, please laugh. In climbing up some gears, which takes me, honestly, way longer than it should have, we're met with some more electricity. Clearing that and climbing into a minecart, we're plunged into darkness with only the cart's light to guide our way. Straight ahead of us is another buzzsaw, which honestly, what's that doing here? Like, it's not even attached to anything. Missing the jump, we're brought ahead to a long stretch of electrocuted ground where it's a race against the minecart to get across. No, little German boy, stay away from that electric fence. Oh mein Gott, this fence is made out of shocking. One trip to the Krankenhaus later, and we get to tumble once more, only this time in complete darkness, illuminated only by this one swinging lamp. Very exciting. You know, I'm starting to get used to this. I haven't died in a good while, so surely that means we're getting better. Oh my god, are those turrets? The hell kind of factory was this? These guys are actually just unhinged at this point. Finally, we're met with our last mechanic of the game, our old friend, gravity. Inputting boxes in specific spots, we're able to reverse gravity on them and float them up to the ceiling. Though this only lasts for a little while before everything comes crashing down again. They're just like me, for real. There's a spot ahead where you have to continually switch the gravity to get a box to come back to you, which also took me way longer than it needed to. However, after not being able to figure out what it was used for, I did what any completely sane individual would do and put it back. I have no idea what I was thinking here. No thoughts, head empty. Pushing our single remaining brain cell to its absolute limit. We clear through the rest of the room and find that we need a second grate to progress at the very end. Oh man, if only there was a conveniently placed box that could have floated up to the ceiling. That would have been really cool. One zipline ride later, and we're brought to the one puzzle that made me feel the dumbest in the entire game. So, up to this point, there were signs that you could interact with to change the gravity. For whatever reason, even after going through several spaces with this exact mechanic, my monkey brain didn't put together that this was what the arrow was for. Instead, I thought it simply meant to head that way, which I mean, obviously, there's no other way to go. So I saw the arrow, I was like, okay, let's do that. What made it all even better was at the bottom here, it made it look like there was this rope to grab hold of, so I tried to hit that for a solid 6 minutes. Eventually, though, I grew incredibly frustrated and looked it up and felt so incredibly dumb when I realized what it was. This spot will forever haunt me. Roughly 20 shocks later, and we're finally able to cross over this next hotel sign. Now, we're in the home stretch. All that stands between ourselves and our sister are several gravity puzzles, and the last is rough. As you go through, one of them will continually change the gravity on a timer, so you have to time everything up with that. If it weren't for the turrets here, this really wouldn't be all that difficult. A few jumps later, and we're met with the final jump of the game. Here, you have to time your jump just right to go over the sign and activate it on the way back. Jump too early, and you hit the buzzsaw at the top. Jump too late, and you'll fall to the ground, dying from fall damage. Even after hitting the sign on the way down, you still have to have enough momentum to clear the saw on the right. Otherwise, you'll die. Getting the timing down on this is rough, to say the least. But once you get it just right... You've done it. You're finally freed of that industrial hell. Finally, we're back out in the forest we'd started in. Just like when we'd first woken up, the only thing to do now is continue forward. And that's Limbo, the game that made me feel frustrated beyond belief on my first playthrough, but yet we persevered. Through the horrors of the forest and the industrial wasteland that followed, we were finally able to find our sister. What happens after? Who knows? Playdead has another game up on Steam called Inside that bears a lot of similarities to Limbo, and honestly, I'm pretty tempted to try it out in the future should it ever go on sale. You know, funny that you mentioned that, because as of editing this right now, Inside has actually gone on sale in the meantime. So that might be a thing in the future. While the base game of Limbo is complete, we still have the achievements to finish. The achievements for Limbo are fairly straightforward. There's one for completing the game, 11 for various eggs that you can find throughout your adventure, and one final one for completing the game with 5 or less deaths. Can't be too difficult, right? Going in chronological order, we start with the first egg at the beginning of the game. Just walk to the left, and there you go. The second egg will appear when you're climbing the trees, and swinging to the very top, there's one just sitting on a tree branch. For number 3, it'll be much later in the game. After the rising water area, where you get the worm, pull this pipe all the way to the right to provide a landing of sorts for the egg, and pull it on down. Just don't push it out too far like I did. The fourth will be just after the worm section with the buzzsaw. Back at the elevator, you can jump on top of it as it's rising to grab hold of a rope to the left. In doing so, the egg will fall, and all you have to do is go and run and collect it. Pretty quickly thereafter, when you've got the 2 paths to take, now take the bottom path plunging down into darkness. Eventually, you'll come across an egg, as well as a sort of altar area. Strange. We'll come back to this. Number 6 will be just past the big gear you find. Instead of pulling the lever, jump up and on over, and the egg will be sitting on the other side of the gear. Nice and easy. The 7th egg takes a bit of a detour when climbing the gears after hydraulic press channel part 2. Instead of continuing up when you get rid of the worm, head back the way you came. Like before, let yourself hang from the platform and climb up and over. On the other side, jump just as it rises and climb your way to the top. From there, it's a gimme. Number 8 follows the dark tumbling section. Using the crate, you can jump up above and across to find an egg hidden in the dark. Number 9 will be in the giant room after the first section that messes with gravity. While the elevator is up, you can descend a chain underneath the elevator to reach the bottom. The egg is just chilling down there. Just be sure to use the chain. The 10th will be just past the second hotel sign. When gravity's reversed, head back and hop into this little room. In here you can plot a little block and the egg will hop right out once gravity returns to normal. With all of those done, it's now time to head back to that altar area. Now, with all 10 of the other eggs, the door will open up to you, revealing a secret level to retrieve the 11th egg and our achievement. This area is almost completely dark, with only a couple spots offering any light. You'll need to use the sounds of everything around you to gauge where everything's at. Several turrets, saws, and the like will all be thrown at you back to back, though thankfully the spots to revive are pretty forgiving and you'll be dying a lot. It's only after completing all of that we're met with our final egg, resting up upon a hill for us. Only, we're not done yet. Following along with these turrets, passing over several obstacles within this tiny space they provide, you're finally led towards an elevator, and in riding to the top, you're rewarded with the last egg achievement. Collecting the egg alone isn't enough. It's only after you finally complete the level that it's finally counted. All of this just leaves one final achievement. The bane of my existence. Having completed the game twice now, I was pretty confident in my ability to progress through everything with minimal deaths. It should be easy, right? Jump the gaps, climb the tree, wake the spider, walk into the... I really just did that. 1 leg, 2 leg, 3... Get caught by the spider, become a little web guy, jump the gap, and we're on our way. Great start, great start. Surely we can beat the rest of the game in only 2 deaths. Surely. Cross the swamp, jump the tires, crush the spider, hydraulic press, worm, make it rain, swingy time. I swear this part is completely necessary, I don't care what you think. Cross the waters, worm part 2, jump the hotel sign, worm part 3, destroy the box. Why? Jump into the Well, we're at 5, and we're only just over halfway. Maybe. We've got this. We've definitely got this. We don't got this. So we go again. Ride the boat. Jump the trap. Spider time. Web boy. What are you doing in my swamp? Get knocked out by the spider arm. Duck the traps. Miss the... God damn it. Rock meet spider, spider meet rock. Offer a sacrifice to ball, hydraulic press. Fuck your machines. Swingy time, completely necessary. Water time, shockin', jump the bus off, jump it again. A wooga tire, more swinging. Spinny time, push this box too far. Why? Hydraulic press. Take 3 minutes to get up this gear again. Minecraft crossover. Guns! Miss the rope, grab the rope. More shockin', flip gravity. Okay, we're doing great. We're allowed only 2 more deaths, and we only have this final stretch to go. Fine, 1 more death. But with this last jump, we've got this in the bag. We cannot mess this up. Not after we've come this far. 1 final jump. We go again. Wake up. Return to monkey. Web jump. Web jump. Scare the locals. Evade spider. Deleg spider. Hydraulic press channel. Swing time. Non-negotiable. Rise with the box. Sink with the box. Become Ezio Auditore. Requiescat in pace. Hello, everybody. Tumble time. Minecraft. Pull the box too far. Jump into the gut. Wait, do it right this time. And whatever the hell this was. Mentally keeping track of controls is rough, okay? All we have to do is get to the end with no more deaths now. Easy, right? All we have left is 1 final jump. I am going to scream. Boat ride, monkey, spider, web jump, Shrek, ooga booga, yoink, sacrifice. Oh god, which one was safe again? Shit. Swingy time, wormy time, shocky time. God! Jump the gap, knock yourself out. Huh? Like, how does that even happen? Worm time, buzzsaws. 1, 2, 2, 3, awooga, swingy time, spinny time, miss the jump. Why am I like this? Okay, this is fine, this is fine. We just have to never die again. We turn and play hydraulic press, Minecraften, guns, gravity. Oh my god. Zipline, shock and jump. Bruh. Just out of curiosity, I played it to the end anyways, and of course we did it first try. 4 attempts so far, 3 of which having the last death in the final stretch. This achievement was driving me insane, but we had to keep going. We had to persevere. We can't let this go unfinished. This was going to be the one. I could just feel it, but nothing could have prepared me for what awaited me in this run. I am actually losing my mind. I mean, surely this is it, right? This is the one, right? Obviously, Yo, okay. That's the only part I'm ever worried about in this whole section. No! That would have been so funny. That would have killed me. I would have been so upset, but that would have been so fucking funny. Oh my god, no, 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 no. Oh, goodness. If we can do the stacking blade up top first try, this is gonna look very promising. My god, get up. You dummy! Oh, I'm gonna cry. This is free for the next, like, 10 minutes. This is absolutely free for the next 10 minutes. Okay, we're gonna be smart this time. We're gonna be smart this time, and not be stupid. Easy, that's so easy, that's crazy, damn. Okay. It's fine, that's fine. That's, oh my god, oh shit, fuck! There's at least 3 points I should have died, but didn't. We're actually insane. Oh, that's not what you like to see. It's fine, we just have to bring the elevator all the way to the bottom now. And then if we can get that first jump on the H, we are literally good until the last jump. I mean, adult, I hate this. We're so close to the end, but it's gonna be so easy to fuck this up. Alright, when it turns on, let's go. Okay, we are golden. We are doing absolutely fantastic. Just oh god. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Oh my god. Okay. I did too early. No, we're good. Oh my fucking god! We fucking did it with no deaths.
That's insane, dude.
Against all odds, we were able to beat the entire game without dying. But with that, Limbo is finally finished. While I low-key hated it at first, after my first run, a lot of that was just frustration at all the deaths. Like I said before, the thing with Limbo is that you're going to die. A lot. Had I gone into it with a bit more of a patient mindset, I think I would have enjoyed my first run a bit more. Collecting all the eggs afterwards was fun, though admittedly we ultimately used a guide to find them all. The secret level was a fun challenge, putting your hearing to the test as your vision was unreliable. And while incredibly frustrating and nearly driving me crazy, I actually came to enjoy the challenge that the final achievement offered. For several days, all I could think of at work was just going home to give it a couple more attempts. I knew I could do it. It was simply just a matter of time before everything aligned perfectly, and I could have never guessed just how perfectly. With one more game crossed off the list, it's time for us to once again find another. Just as I'm in the process of clearing my library, I'd like to extend the challenge to you as well, to dust off the shelves and see what treasures lie within. Who knows? You might just find something amazing. Until next time, take care. In dodging his attacks, a bear fall traps behind. A bear fall traps? What the fuck? Leaving nature behind, all we can see now are various peaches. Peaches? It's peaches. Miss the rope, grab the jump. What? This thing is falling off slowly but surely. Whoa, god, fucking shit.